Good morning. It's 2 weeks into our lockdown in late March. I don't even know what the date is today, but I just wanted to go over Job today and the hard times that he went through, but God was with him and things turned around at the end. So this is temporary and we'll get through the storm. We'll get through it. So I'll go down to Job. So Satan was talking to God and said, what does God allow us, would God allow me to do? So that's what, Satan doesn't have any power unless God gives it to him. From where do you come from? So Satan, I think God asked him. So Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth. So here's the devil, the bad guy. He used to be an angel. And he's going around the earth. What can I do on the earth? From where do you come from? Asked God. So Satan, and I should put right here. God asked, from where do you come from? So Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth. And the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on earth? So he's going to be tried in trials and tribulations for Job. Job 1, 7 through 8. So Satan's going around the world. What can I do? What can I do? And Job is here. There's no one like him on earth. He's the best. So the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there's none like him on earth? Have you looked at Job? So Job went through trials and suffering. So Job 1, a messenger came to Job and, how can I do this? A messenger came to Job and said, the oxen were plowing and donkeys feeding beside them when the Sabaeans raided them away. While he was speaking, another came and said, the fire of God fell from heaven and burned up the sheep. So all these bad things are happening. And servants. Another also came and said, the Chaldeans raided the camels. Another came and said, your sons and daughters were drinking wine. The house fell on the people. So people are going through a lot. We have a friend in the hospital. We don't know anybody who's died, but everybody's going through a lot. We're all doing this together. And boom, boom, boom. It's happened very quickly. So the oxen and the donkeys were feeding, and the Sabaeans raided them away. And then another servant came and said, the sheep burned, and servants. So I got to check that. I guess the servants burned too. And then the camels, the Chaldeans came and got the camels. And then your family were drinking wine. Sons and daughters were drinking wine. And then the house fell on the people. So I think a wind came and fell on them. So Job was so distressed. Naked the Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I have to check that. Naked the Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. The Lord has given, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So I have to check that. So there's Job naked. So a messenger came to Job and said, the oxen were plowing and donkeys feeding beside them when the Sabaeans raided them away. While he was speaking, another came and said, the fire of God fell from heaven and burned up the sheep and servants. I got to check that. Another also came and said that Chaldeans raided the camels. Another came and said, your sons and daughters were drinking wine. The house fell on the people. So boom, boom, boom. Bad things happened. And then, so Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with painful boils. So he's got painful bumps on him and sores. I think he's washing them or doing something to them, some treatment. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with boils. But Job still stays faithful to the Lord. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. So the words of God's mouth are better and more of a treasure than necessary food. And food is so important right now. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. Job 23:12. So he's struggling through this, and his wife tells him to denounce God, to curse God and die. And his friends come and tell him, you did something wrong. Why is this happening? So he struggles with God, and then God answered Job from the storm. Job 38:1. So God's up there in a storm and says, Job. So sometimes we have storms in life. We have one now. God answers us, and we've got to be calm in the storm. And there's a good storm in Forrest Gump I have to show you. There's a movie about a storm that I will show you. So things turn around for Job. Things turn around for Job. Then all Job's brothers and sisters came to him and ate food with him in his house, and they consoled him and comforted him. Each one gave him a piece of silver and each a ring of gold. Job 42:11. So here's brothers and sisters give Job something. So, and he did have more sons and daughters too, but it was still a sad situation, but he got through. Then all Job's brothers and sisters came to him and ate food with him in his house, and they consoled him and comforted him. Each one gave him a piece of silver and each a ring of gold. The Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep, camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 female donkeys. Job 42:12. So the Lord blessed Job, and he had 14,000 sheep, he had camels, I don't know what the number was, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 female donkeys. So once we get through this, hopefully we'll be blessed like Job. Stand trial. Job 42:15. Job also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. In all the land were found no women so beautiful as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them an inheritance among their brothers. Job 42:15. So Job had 7 sons, I guess still left from the ones who died, and 3 daughters. Job's daughters, that were very beautiful. My mom used to have a group when she was a girl in the 50s called Job's Daughters, and they all got an inheritance. Job also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. In all the land were found no women so beautiful as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them an inheritance among their brothers. Job 42:15. So God bless and be with you, and keep looking to him.